Hi, my name is Jared Gould with Campus Reform.
Going
Today
on,
I'm at
Jared?
George Washington University, where I'll be asking students their opinion about the university's recent decision to arm campus police officers. Let's find out what they think. Are you aware of George Washington University's recent decision to arm campus police officers?
Vaguely.
Do you agree with the decision? Do you not? What do you think about the decision?
He said, I ain't getting involved in it, buddy. He said, I don't want no smoke. It's funny, but sad at the same time. Like, people are so afraid to be like, yeah, I agree with it. But it's just hilarious. I don't want no smoke.
I think it's complicated, and I understand why people are upset, and I could see how it might not be best for student safety.
I'm personally not for it. I just think, why add guns to the problem? Like, why add more guns to trying to protect gun safety? I just think there's a lot other safer ways in order to give students more protection around campus.
Listen. First off, I would like to ask, like, what? She said there's a lot more. There's safer ways, like what? And number two, I can tell that she's never been in dangerous situations because trust and believe me. When the moment arises where you feel like your life is in danger, you will hope and pray that you have a firearm within arm's reach, just in case. And that's all I'll say. Once you've been in, I'll say a little bit more. Once you've been in that kind of situation, you understand the true importance of having something close, okay? I'm just saying.
I don't know. I mean, in general, I'm pretty anti-gun, so I'm not, can't say I'm thrilled about the decision.
So the university administration said that the reason why they want to arm campus PD is because of an increase in violence, not just in Washington, D.C., but also an increase of mass shootings on college campuses across the country. In the event a mass shooting occurred here on campus, a police officer would need to be armed in order to handle the situation. In that context, is it appropriate for campus PD to be armed?
I personally don't think so. I think that, there can be a perpetrator of crime in any scenario, and based on the statistics that we've seen, especially to certain college groups and minority college groups, I honestly don't think putting a high amount of people who are armed in those scenarios.
So much of...
I have a saying, and it goes, keep that hammer close. You never know what you might need to nail. And when I say hammer, I don't mean an actual hammer that you, hit a real nail with. Most of y'all know what I'm talking about. Keep that hammer close. Keep that firearm close. You never know, because like I said before, I've been in situations, and I know people who were in situations where they wish, I'm sure, they would have had a firearm, and unfortunately, they aren't here to tell the story. It's better to have it and never need it than to need it and not have it. That's just my point of view on it. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Because if you need it and you don't have it, see you later. I'll be at your funeral. I'm just saying. And unfortunately, these folks have never... Well, I won't say unfortunately. I mean, thankfully, you don't want to ever be in those types of situations, but they've never been faced with it. I guarantee you, if somebody ran on their campus, God forbid, anybody did anything like that, right? I'm not saying that I hope that it happens. I hope that it never happens ever again. But if somebody did, I guarantee you they would wish all those officers had some firearms so that they could quickly take care of that individual.
The crime that we see in D.C., though, that's on the rise is violent crime, and it's often perpetrated by people who are armed. And the GW administration cited that they're, afraid of the increase of mass shootings. If Campus PD is not armed, how are they supposed to neutralize those suspects that are armed?
That's a really good question, because I've actually had this discussion with my friends, and the people who are pro having the GWPD have guns, that's their argument, which I can totally see. But I just feel like with so many students on campus, I think a lot can go wrong with having all officers be fully armed.
No,
Like what?
I agree with that.
Like what? I'm sorry to keep pausing it, but like some of these leftist arguments are, well, you need to be trained. Well, police are.
I think that's fair, and that makes a lot of sense. It's just kind of difficult to say because both sides are kind of right. I don't know.
No, at least, I've only been here. I'm a freshman. I've been here one school year so far, but so far I've seen 0 instances that need a gun to stop from the GWPD at the very least. So I don't think.
How about the armed Canadian Goose jackets that were taking place at the beginning of the semester?
Yeah, I still don't think GWPD having a gun would stop that, just because, I don't think they're going to, see someone getting robbed from their Canada Goose jacket and just, all right, it's time to, shoot them. I don't think that would have that much of an effect.
So a leftist student organization called Students Against Imperialism protested the decision. They actually stationed themselves outside of the president of the university's house here on campus and said, we want you to disband this decision. We don't want you to arm Campus PD. They cited that it would increase racial violence. Is that a legitimate argument? Do you agree with the Students Against Imperialism?
No comment.
For what reason?
I just don't have anything to say on that.
That's a difficult question. Look, they're entitled to their opinions, so yeah. I don't know how to answer you.
I guarantee you, if you walked around, what was that video that we checked out? I have a perfect example of it. Ami Horowitz. Shout out to Ami Horowitz. I can't wait to see some more, street interviews from Ami. I love his video clips. His video clips are amazing. Ami Horowitz, shout out to him. But there was an Ami Horowitz video that we checked out last year at some point. Don't remember. Been a while. Where he was asking folks. I want to say it was about. What was it about? I want to say having a license. Having a license to vote or something like that. I think that's what it was. And all of the white folks, all of the white liberals said, oh, no, that's terrible. That's racism. Black people, don't have those. And then there was also another one. I think it was cops too. But anyway, I think he did two. Where he talked to white liberals and then he talked to black folks. And both times, both groups said something completely different than the other. But in this specific case with the voter ID, all the black people were like, yeah, we all have IDs. What? And Ami walked up to a guy. He said, do you know where to get a license? And the guy was like, oh yeah, it's right over there on he said the exact street, blah blah blah. He gave him perfect directions. So it's crazy how all of this works. And even PragerU, I believe, had a similar video where the guy was dressed in traditional Native American attire. I believe it was Native American or Chinese attire or whatever. And he went on campus and a bunch of those people, oh, that's cultural appropriation, oh, that's terrible, blah blah blah. And then he went to Chinatown or in actually I think there was two. There was Chinatown and then it was Mexican attire, I believe, as well. He went over to a place in town where there was a bunch of Mexicans. Hey, do you guys like my outfit? All of them loved it. Oh yeah, we love it. We love it. That's amazing. Great. Did the same thing with the Chinese attire with the Chinese folks and. Oh yeah, that's great. We love it. Hey, it looks amazing. Are you guys offended by this? Oh, absolutely not. This looks fantastic. Blah blah blah. So it's just like, come on, man. But these people believe it because that's what mainstream media pushes. It's unfortunate.
Question. Yeah.
As a white woman, it's hard to speak on this, but I would say I don't think that racial discrepancy is a really big issue at GW. I think it's really a lot better
not.
here more than most places.
Yeah, finally. Last person had some common sense. Goodness gracious. Oh, man. What a crazy world, right? What a crazy world. Man. Shout out to Campus Reform, of course. Big shout out to Campus Reform. Make sure you guys go show them some love and support. Subscribe to their YouTube channel. All right. Like all of their videos. Let them know that we appreciate them and the work that they're doing. Okay. I mean, what more can I say at this point? This stuff is ridiculous. Hopefully they never have to find out the hard way why police officers should be armed. But like I said, keep that hammer close. You never know what you might need to nail. I'm just saying. But y'all stay safe out there. All right? Peace and love. And check out that video too. I'm out.